Walking to school or work is a great way to stay healthy, minimize traffic and pollution around our schools, and it can be a lot of fun as long as you are safe and smart about it. We're going to join this walking school bus as an adult volunteer walks with her neighborhood kids to school. Walking school buses are a great way for parents to take turns walking a group of students to school to minimize parent concerns about the safety of their children along the route. Older students should walk together to minimize their parents' concerns. It is safer and more fun when you have a friend to walk with. But it is up to each person to follow the rules and keep themselves safe when walking alone or in a group. So let's watch how this walking school bus operates and how kids join the group and safely get to school. Notice how the kids check first to see if it is safe to cross the road and join the group. Notice how the bright clothing stands out and makes certain walkers really noticeable. It's important to wear bright clothing to be more visible to drivers so they can't help but see you, and that will keep them from hitting you. Be visible. Notice where this group is walking. We don't have sidewalks in our community along our residential roads, so we have to walk along the road. This group is walking on the left side of the road against traffic. They can see cars coming that will pass closest to them. The walkers can adjust their position on the road as cars approach and as obstacles along the roadway come up. Most of our roads don't carry that much traffic, so there is space for cars to go around us when we walk near the edge of the road. As a walker or runner, you can immediately stop or change your direction to avoid hazard without falling. But when you ride your bike, scooter, or rollerblades, you become a vehicle and need to go along the opposite side of the road with the flow of the traffic. Wheels cannot always safely turn immediately like feet can and can throw the rider. Remember, when you walk, it is usually best to face oncoming traffic, but you might have to avoid parked cars, a scary dog, or other problem, and will choose to walk on the other side of the road past the problem area. Everyone needs to do their part to safely share a road like this. As we walk, we can't just take up the entire road. A car could come around the corner and hit us. We should walk near the edge of the road. Two people can walk side by side if there aren't any cars around, but if you see a car about 4 or 5 houses away, you should go single file so that we aren't taking up much space on the roadway. On busier roads like this, with painted lines marking the travel lanes, it is best to stay outside the white line on the paved or dirt shoulder to avoid cars. It is great when neighbors only have small rocks or keep the weeds low in front of their house along the road. We can easily walk here off the roadway, away from any cars going by. But sometimes there are big rocks along the road and make it difficult to walk here and force us onto the roadway. When this happens, we have to treat this like crossing a street. We need to make sure it is safe with no cars approaching before we go out into the travel lane. So let's talk about safely crossing a street. Parents teach their children to look both ways before crossing a street. It is really important to look with your entire head, left, then right, then left again before you ever step out onto the roadway. Don't just trust your ears to hear traffic, and don't trust your peripheral vision. Until a child is about 10 years old, they have about 30% less peripheral vision than an adult has. So realize kids cannot always see things adults see. This also applies to vision vertically, so younger kids might not see a tall stop sign that a teenager or an adult can see. Make eye contact with any drivers to make sure they see you and you see them before you step out in front of a vehicle. Sometimes we have a crosswalk painted on a road to alert drivers to slow down and allow walkers to cross the road. State law requires drivers to yield or slow down and allow pedestrians to cross, but there aren't any magic protective qualities in this paint. It will not stop a moving car to protect you walking in the crosswalk. Drivers and pedestrians must be careful and use good judgment when crossing any road. Even at this crosswalk, where you can activate flashing lights to tell drivers to slow down and look out for you, always look both ways and make eye contact before you step out into the road. Never assume cars see you and will stop for you. When in doubt, wait for a better time to cross. Just remember, if a car hits you walking, it is going to hurt you a lot more than it will hurt the car. So protect yourself and always be aware of your surroundings as you walk along the roadway.